Well, hey there, I am Arthur Morris, and I've been photographing birds for a while. It'll be 40 years on this coming August 7th, and in 5 days I will be 77 years old. But I'm still getting out every day, having fun and teaching. Best advice you can get is go to the blog, www.birdsasart-blog.com, click on the subscriptions tab, and get notice every other day of a new blog post. With this one, I gave the folks a choice of a pano or a 2x3. Everybody liked the pano, and nobody liked this out-of-focus stick but me. I didn't mind it. I'll be teaching an instructional photo tour third week of June at Nickerson Beach on Long Island. You can fly in. Locals are invited to get in touch. I'll be offering daily sessions, mornings and afternoons, in the field sessions if you want to learn. And the fact is, the best way to learn is to get on an instructional photo tour. It's been really hard to get new folks since the pandemic. Don't really understand why. About 75 to 80% of the people come back for a second or third IPT. It's just hard to get new folks. Everybody comes, loves it, learns a ton. I know stuff after 40 years that you don't know, and I can help you become better. I go to San Diego for 4 or 5 weeks every year, teaching and private sessions. I have openings on the Homer Bald Eagle Instructional Photo Tour coming up in February 24, and I'm going to the Galapagos this August, and I'm planning on a return trip in August of 2024. So get in touch if you like blue-footed boobies and you like learning to make better pictures. This is with the Nikon D850 500PF. I'll be announcing 2 or 3 instructional photo tours in the fall at Fort DeSoto. Spectacular action here. The black-bellied plover just robbed the worm from the marbled godwit. You all saw the big warnings for smoke alert, unhealthy air. On Thursday morning, I ventured to the beach and was greeted by this smoky sunrise. Lots of sunspot activity, this one with the Sony 600 and the 2X. And the light was very soft for the whole morning. So even though the sun was out, most of the time I did not even have a shadow. And I have a spot, nobody goes there. I was the only photographer. And I will take you there where you're surrounded by nesting common terns. I walk in, they crap on my head, I sit down, and they go right back on their eggs and go about their business. This is the 600 alone with the A1. Now this one, it's always good to try to break the rules. For 35 years, I've been teaching folks to focus on the closest bird if you're doing a juxtaposition. Well, I took a bunch focused on the bird in the lower left, and they didn't work. So towards the end, I decided to focus on the calling bird, and I really like this one. 600 lens alone, really close, and had one with a fish. I tried so many times for the courtship feeding, and always one bird was facing the wrong way. This guy could not find his girlfriend. As far as post-processing, I can eliminate this or move it, get rid of this little stick and this little bit here, leave the rest nicely out of focus. Still 600 alone, and 600 alone, lots of the birds are very close. I think, let's see, this one is 840, so the 600 I finally put on the teleconverter as it got brighter. And if you're using Photomechanic, a great tip to see the EXIF data in the histogram is just to hit the letter F once you've pulled it out from the side. 840 again, yeah, zoom lens would have been nice here, or no teleconverter. And the big problem as I see it is the skate egg case here. But we can do a quick mask from here and cover that. And then probably a crop from somewhere here, but it's too pretty just to trash it. Now the bird on eggs, note the beautiful head angle, open bill. And this nest, I was in love with this nest. It was a good ways off. This is 600. 600 again, notice the background. Then change my angle and put the teleconverter on. Like this one, easy to lose the tail of the other bird, probably the mate. And I like both of these. I probably, if push came to shove, I don't know, pretty much a toss-up. This has a little better light on the face. And then I went vertical. Let's see, I think that's 840. Yes, vertical at 840. A different nest. And here she's pushing out some sand with her feet to enlarge the scrape. This one was right in front of me with two beautiful eggs. And here's a bird on the nest. Most of the feeding was courtship feeding away from the nest. But here I had a few seconds, and this one was at 840 millimeters. So that was a fairly distant nest. I was in love with this nest from the start. You'll notice I tried lots of different angles. There was very little wind, so the bird was facing left, facing right, facing away. Same nest. There's the stick. I'm over to my right, working at 840, and then put the teleconverter on, work at 1200 millimeters. And this one I think could use a little clockwise rotation. I should have mentioned that these are my favorite 35 from June 8th, from Thursday morning. Out of 4,180, kept 208 images and picked 35 favorites. Then with the 2X on, I started doing some headshots. And then I got lucky here. Beautiful with the open bill. Not sure, I don't think it was calling. It was just had his bill open. Maybe he was happy. And then I tried really difficult stuff. Super tight, 1200 millimeter. The bird's head is constantly moving. I don't have quite fast enough shutter speed at 1,000th of a second. For fast movement like this, you'd want to be 2,000, 2,500. But I blasted away about 400 images and wound up with a couple of favorites. Here's one at 1,200 millimeters ruffling, and that's the post-ruffle smile. And on May 23rd, I photographed this oystercatcher family. Here's the male with one pretty small chick, probably a few days old. And you see the clean pupil, just a circle, no smudge. That shows us it's the male. We'll skip ahead to June 8th, so May 23rd, June 8th, same bird, same male with the same ugly ass bands. And it was down by the surf, and he's on the slope, so I don't think this needs to be leveled. And I'm pretty positive it's the same chick, because one of the chicks, you'll see, had a darker head and hood. So I was excited to see this fluffy young thing trying to get his own little tidbit, waiting for sand crabs, mole crabs from father. Then he went up on the beach. Came even closer. Of course, I'll lose this, and I'll lose this. And here's the two together as a vertical. And you can see this is the darker bird, darker above, and the darker head, and the nice fluffy one. Finally, a wing stretch. Yeah, easy to lose this, lose this, lose this, and then I'll take this and move it to here using the patch tool. And the best news is that all these common tern nests should be hatching in the next week or two. So I'll put a link to the blog post with all the instructional photo tour and in the field workshops below. And get out there. Hope to see you somewhere down the line. Be safe. Have fun. Love you, Artie.